Hi, Anicaps here. Today I'll talk about the show Blood Blockade Battlefront. It begins with Leonardo Wachi's letter to his sister Michela informing her how he no longer feels worthless. At present, Leonardo appears to be running behind the supersonic monkey who has stolen his camera. While running behind the monkey, Leonardo suddenly comes across an attack, but he luckily gets saved and appears in front of the member of Libra, Zap Renfro. Leonardo is here in the city to join Libra, and on his first day he didn't reach the meeting point on time. It's a daily life in Hell Salem's lot, once known as New York City. 3 years ago, the portal between Earth and the Beyond opened, trapping New Yorkers and beings from the other dimension inside an unbreakable bubble and forcing them to coexist. A secret group known as Libra, made up of weirdos and superhumans, is in charge of maintaining discipline in the city and ensuring that anarchy doesn't spread to the rest of the globe. Zap addresses Leonardo as Johnny and takes him to the headquarters of Libra. There, he has been introduced by Klaus von Reinertz and Chain Sumeragi, the other members of Libra. However, Sumeragi gets surprised to see him as he has declared himself dead and changed his name to Johnny. While they are at the headquarters, suddenly an attack approaches, cutting the building top into 2 pieces. The King of Depravity, Fempt, has been causing this chaos because he wants to eliminate humanity from Hell Salem's lot forever. Feb reveals these attacks will continue appearing and will last until they locate the gate paired with the robber and destroy it before the demon finds it. Members of Libra then realize the robber at the moment is the monkey, and the gate must be present on it. Klaus inquires Leonardo about his main purpose in joining Libra, and he then reveals what happened to him 6 months ago. One day, when he was with his parents and disabled sister, a demon suddenly showed up declaring he or Michela had to choose who would willingly sacrifice Eyesight for the other. He was frozen at the moment, but Michela sacrificed her eyesight for him, and this way, he gets all-seeing eyes of the god, but his sister loses her eyesight forever. He has been in the city because he wants to find the solution to make his sister normal again. Soon, the HLPD team approaches Libra and continues firing them, but Klaus instructs Zap and Leonardo to destroy the gate and goes to deal with the HLPD team. However, Zap and Leonardo leave to catch the monkey. Leonardo soon approaches the monkey, opens his eye, and destroys the gate instead of killing the monkey. Fempt, who has been inspecting the whole scene, gets annoyed by Leonardo's act of avoiding killing even when he is in the City of Chaos. Stephen A. Starfaze, a member of Libra, explains to Callus that persons with all-seeing eyes of the god have the ability to see both the past and the future. Leonardo works as the delivery boy for Digital Pizza. As he makes the delivery, Zap teases him by appearing wherever he goes. One day, when Leo and Zap are on the ride, a cleaning truck suddenly comes into Leonardo's field of vision, but something about it immediately catches his attention. As soon as Leonardo notices they are being observed, he drives off. Zap then contacts Chain, but Gahabio assaults them after realizing that Leonardo could see through Shiboroba's illusion. Shiboroba receives an order to take Leo with him, and when he is kidnapping, Leo Zap manages to leave his blood over him. Leonardo discovers they are keeping people alive inside their truck and thinks they will be used as food. Leonardo warns them that feeding is illegal and they won't get away with it. Shiboroba claims he was the only one who saw through his illusion, and then finds Leonardo had the all-seeing eyes of the gods. Steven realized Zap had connected his blood to Leonardo, which would help them find his location. When Zap gets into consciousness, they ultimately succeed in retrieving Leonardo and defeating Yudish Yubo, Yahabio, and Shiboroba. Later in the hospital, Steven congratulates everyone for saving 19 missing people from the illusion they didn't know existed. They later learn that Zap was Leonardo's covert bodyguard. A few days later, Leonardo finds a cemetery at the hospital and finds it weird. On cemetery, a young woman has been present who introduces herself as White, a ghost, and calls Leonardo's name while laughing. White is captured on camera by Leonardo, who then remarks that he can see her. White laughs but then declares her to be a ghost once more. At Libra's headquarters, Steven mentions a drug called Angel Scale that allows for temporary physical alteration and tells Chain and Zap to start investigating it. However, despite how much effort they put in, they are unable to locate any information about Angel Scales. Together with KK outside the residence of Don Arlel Iruka Fulbrouch, one of the most powerful bosses in the alternate universe, Callus encounters Korsakov Volchenko, a Grandmaster. As they enter the mansion and come face to face with Don Arlel, he summons a Prosphere game board, a board game with chess as its basis. Don Arlel beats Korsakov in their first game and wins the rest of his life, but Klaus stops him until Klaus's turn on the play. After a 99-hour game, Klaus ultimately overcomes him, saves Korsakov's life, and learns the location of the Angel Scales drug. Later, Leonardo spends time with White and shows her the photos he shot while he was staying at the hospital for the previous 3 years. While aboard the train, Klaus remarks that some individuals produce light, and Black responds that 25% of those who reside in Hellsalem's lot are humans, 20% are people of an unidentified sort, and 50% are monsters. Black responds that the other 5% cannot be seen with ordinary eyes and are dangerous. They meet Patrick at a party hosted by the Libra. Leonardo reports that he noticed a person with a fantastic crimson aura spreading like wings. Leonardo later learns that the red-haired man he saw was the vampire. Zapp informs Leonardo that Blitz T. Abrams, sometimes known as Lucky Abrams, is a renowned vampire specialist that Klaus regards as a mentor. Blitz then appears displaying a severed arm holding a piece of paper and claims it has something to do with the Elder 13, a distinguished group of 13 everlasting creatures with an astounding ability for regeneration and almost no infirmities. When Blitz asks Leonardo if he can read it with his eyes, Leonardo tries but sees sparks and a raging flame. After that, Blitz, Klaus, Zapp, and Leonardo move toward the eternal nothingness. They come to a stop at the Igadashiad Central Station, which is situated precisely above the opening in the middle of Hellsalem's lot. Leonardo informs Blitz that he saw much more than just 13 as he peers into the hole and experiences eye pain. KK and Steven set off towards the station, where they encounter several vampire-created ghouls, but when they fight them, they end up ultimately defeated. When Klaus discovers it, he dashes to assist them and employs his method to destroy Tonio Andretti. Klaus touches Valsh. Razzo Vallejo Jirica and shouting her name seals her. Leonardo goes to see White and urges her to return home because everyone is waiting for her, but she declines. Then Black phones Fent and informs him he is his buddy, King of Despair. While Leonardo and Zapp argue about whether to eat or go to the conference, they witness a huge monster machine crushing a massive vehicle which then begins chasing them. Elsewhere, Dog Hummer welcomes Klaus and Blitz since they haven't seen each other in a long. As they liberate him, Blitz informs him that Aligura, the one who committed this to him, is back. Dog has no recollection of that person, but Deldro emerges from Dog's body and asks if it's true. Blitz responds in the affirmative, adding that she probably wants to reclaim them. In the meantime, Aligura discovers Leonardo when he drops the scooter and becomes stuck on the truck side. Aligura has already captured Leonardo, but when Klaus, Dog, and Brody arrive, Dog remembers some of the experiments she conducted with him. He leaps at the monster truck, calls Brody to surround him, and tries to hit it, but the vehicle is too strong, so all he succeeds in doing is stopping it and sending himself flying. Libra makes every effort to rescue Leonardo from Aligura, and they ultimately succeed. Later in the hospital, Leonardo spots White again. Leonardo wishes to go home, but Sonic denies, so angered, Leonardo walks to White and invites her to a movie. After seeing a comedic movie secretly, White breaks down in tears. White sits down next to him, tells him he's a wonderful person, and gives him a hug. After purchasing some hamburgers as Leonardo is going across the street, he witnesses a person being struck by a truck. He checks on it, but the individual is all right and continues to beg Leonardo for a burger while claiming to have a different skeleton than humans. Martin and Roger, two truck drivers, emerge and berate him for crossing the street carelessly. Roger offers him his half-eaten hamburger, which Nej gladly accepts. At Libra's office, Zapp waits for Leonardo to bring the burgers, and when Leonardo arrives, Zapp starts eating them and remarks that all except the major chains left following the Great Collapse. Later, Leonardo runs into Naj again, and Martin and Roger deliver him some hamburgers while charging him a hefty premium. As they leave, Leonardo inquires why he's paying extra money, to which Nej reveals he can't buy them himself, and it's difficult to find someone willing to buy them for him. Leonardo makes the decision to start purchasing them for him without charging him more. When Roger and Martin discover it, Nej is beaten by Roger, but as a result, Nej releases spores that cause people to lose the memory of the previous few hours. Later, Leonardo visits Nej, but Martin soon shows up and knocks them both down in an attempt to capture them. As Martin continues tormenting Leonardo, Nej becomes enraged and releases a large number of spores, resulting in a major amnesia crisis that causes everyone to forget the previous 2 weeks. Leonardo got submitted to the hospital and then got discharged. He had forgotten his memories from the previous weeks. Leonardo then goes to see White, where he gets introduced by her older brother, who turns out to be Black. When Leonardo and Black first meet, he inquires about White's illness, and Black responds that she has a terrible heart. At Libra's office, Leonardo is astonished when he arrives because he is used to seeing Zapp try to defeat Klaus. Soon, Zapp contacts Klaus and asks for his assistance, since he has been kidnapped and is about to be killed. Klaus and Leonardo arrive at the indicated location and discover Klaus has to fight in an underground arena. After Klaus defeats the fighter, he is suggested to go on. Leonardo soon finds Zapp has not actually been abducted, but is the planner of this setup. After watching Klaus's enthusiastic battle, the owner of the arena, Osvaldo steps onto the ring and challenges Klaus to a duel. As they begin to battle, Klaus blasts apart his skull as Callus hits him, exposing a blood breed inside of him. The blood breed admits that he wasn't the one who killed Osvaldo. Rather, he was only utilizing his body and having fun with Klaus. Blood breed then flings him at the fence before hastily vanishing. Later, Zapp subsequently expresses his gratitude to Klaus for saving him, much to Leonardo's disgust as he knew Zapp's truth. However, as soon as Zapp discovers Klaus is exhausted from the battle, he attacks him but loses as usual. Later, Black is seen by Leonardo, who offers to drive him. They talked about Halloween, and when Black left, he entered a room with Femt and other individuals and said he would go next. Everyone started to boo him. Sita receives a call at Libra's office saying that a blood gate had opened in India and that a blood breed was now halfway in Hellsalem's lot. They swiftly locate the blood breed, but they are unable to beat him before a man steps forward and knocks it down into a true wound egg. Master turns out to be Raju Jujei Shizayoshi, Zapp's former master, who gave him the order to seal it off after observing Zapp's bad performance. Leonardo attempts to seal blood breed, but he is unable to discern the blood breed's actual name, preventing him from sealing it. Libra also learns that Raju's heart is not in his body and missing. To eliminate the threat posed by the Elder Blood in Hellsalem's lot, blood battle god Raju Jujei Shizayoshi, the creator of the Big Dipper-style blood technique and Zapp's instructor, recruits a new student to his help. At the hospital, White gets to meet the King of Despair, who wants to trade White for her brother over Leonardo's eyes. Leo, Zapp, and Zed's lunchtime turn unusual as they visit various places, each of which is stranger than the last, and eventually, they find themselves forced into a furious argument with Klaus and Steven. The King of Despair and White then surround Leo and attempt to utilize him for their own individual ends. The secret of White and her brother is eventually revealed. After stealing Leo's eyes, the King of Despair utilizes the strength of his eyes to start a massive calamity on Hellsalem's lot around Halloween. The King of Despair has already started carrying out his plan, so timing is crucial in Hellsalem's lot. Leonardo hurries to locate White among the turmoil and the other members of Libra Labor to attempt to stop his schemes in an effort to save the city. There will be a lot of internal conflicts while the quest for Libra continues. Leonardo finally retrieves White, and Black uses her left strength to establish a new barrier against the King of Despair. They finally succeed, but White ends up disappearing, leaving others in despair. However, it all ends when Klaus congratulates Leonardo for whatever he did. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider subscribing if you enjoyed.